Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be talking about Uranus and Libra in a natal chart. Now, some of you may remember when I first started my YouTube astrology channel, I did a series on the Uranus placements in the natal chart, and they were a little bit concise. Some people may have referred to them as snappy. So what I decided to do was make another series on them, in which the videos would be a little bit longer and more descriptive. So anyway, first thing is, well, Uranus in astrology is connected with friends and acquaintances. So having Uranus in Libra, one or more of these people may have a Libra sun, moon, or ascendant, or simply embody the characteristics of the sign. It could be people that are very humble, modest, sociable, people that are charming, tactful, diplomatic, refined, might even be attractive people. It could also be people that are very persuasive, cooperative, and peaceful. And one or more may be in a Libra profession, which can include working as could be a diplomat, or working as an artist, or in a law field, which would include working as a paralegal, judge, bailiff, attorney, as some examples, or being in a field associated, you could say, scales in some isolated case. I mean, Libra is about balancing. So, or working in fashion design, modeling, the arts in general. You know, this is also when you look at this placement. Okay, Uranus is associated with groups, clubs, and organizations. So, um, you may be involved in some club or group or organization associated with art, which can include a wide divergence of things, whether it's drawing, painting, sculpting, abstract art, as some examples. It could be doing something, being in some group associated with beauty, attractiveness, cosmetics. Um, it could be, just like a social group, just basically a group where maybe people are just socializing, expressing intellectual sociability. It may be a group associated with modeling, or something that's connected. It could be something associated with balance, a sport associated with balance, like tennis or gymnastics, as some examples. It could also be something too, or a group connected with arbitration, or negotiation, the law. It could be a group of paralegals or attorneys, bailiffs, judges, as some examples. And the thing too is, now I want to be kind and rewind, going back to Uranus being connected with friends and acquaintances. Well, it could be where your relationships in general, it may be more unorthodox, than the typical person on average. So this is generational. You may rebel from what would be conventional connections. It's interesting. I think a lot of people this may emphasize internet connections more so than most. I have my Uranus and Libra in my natal chart, and most of my connections are on social media. Now, the thing too is Uranus is also associated with goals and aspirations. So, goals and aspirations, they could be connected with art, again, which can cover a wide divergence of things, whether it be painting, drawing, sculpting, as some examples, or a goal may be associated with the law, could be working with scales as some example. As an example, it would be isolated, but I mean, scales again are connected with balance, associated with the zodiac sign Libra. It could be just having balance in your life in general, having equilibrium, and just having peace and tranquility as well. Not having situations that are contentious, or where there's animosity, or there's some kind of strife or discord. And also, goals and aspirations may be connected just with refinement in general. It could be also, a Libra-related field, whether it's fashion design, interior decoration, something associated with arbitration or the law or art, as some examples. Uranus is also associated with the future. So Having Uranus and Libra, one may have, their future set on, just relationships in general, being able to have, certain, it could be a certain amount of connections, or it could simply be where relationships may play more of an integral role in one's future than the average person. It's also about, cooperation, maybe tied in with where one goes, and showing certain adaptability and being able to socialize with others may play more of a role in one's future than the average person. I would think too, it could be whether the person does express a lot of sociability and lack of it. I have displacement. I have not, socialize with too many people, and I'm, as far as like my stature in life is rather low, and I'm wondering if that may have a little something to do with where I'm at in my life to some degree. Now, anyway, future may also be more connected with one's attractiveness. It could be, modeling, as an example, or doing something as far as how they appear. Because again, the Libra's connected with attractiveness, may play a little more of a role in the prominent one's future more so than the average person. And it may also be, the future may lie in with something Libra related, whether it's arbitration, law, the arts. It could be doing interior decoration, fashion design, or doing something associated with negotiation, as some examples. Now, Uranus is also associated with the unexpected and unpredictable. So you're having Uranus and Libra in your natal chart. Your relationships, could be, they might be a little bit more unpredictable, more unstable than most people. It could be a lot of fluctuation with them. It could be where, you might have people coming and going out of your life, or you may see more, bizarre, unpredictable behavior from these people in your connections more so than most others. And it could also be, there might be unexpected contracts in some cases that you may sign, or what might be unexpected could be, what you're getting in the contract, whether it's for better or for worse. It might be doing something, it might be associated with one's furniture, even in some cases, whether it's getting furniture unexpectedly or unpredictably, or it's losing some of those furniture possessions, whether it's being repossessed, or it's because something gets stolen, or they're damaged unexpectedly, whatever the reason might be. And there may also be more unexpected things associated with compromise, reconciliation, and negotiation as well. Now, Uranus is also associated with innovation and ingenuity. So, Uranus and Libra, there may be certain ingenuity connected with fashion design. A person may have new ideas for this, or art. It might be doing something also, with whether it's a balance game somebody may invent, or in terms of their relationships. Maybe there's something with AI, the artificial intelligence relationship. An idea somebody comes up with that as far as this placement goes. Scales, innovative scales as some examples as well, or even furniture that is very unique, and requires, certain ingenuity to be made. Now, Uranus is also associated with freedom and independence. So having Uranus and Libra in your natal chart, you may simply require more freedom and independence than the average person in matters pertaining to your relationships, to your marriage. You may have the ideas coming and going as you please, more so than most people. It could be the freedom to express yourself in art, however your artistic expression may be. Um, it may be also legal matters, lawsuits. It could be, well, having the freedom to file suit on somebody, even if you think that a lot of people may not agree with it, as an example. As far as contracts go, um, it may be even something associated, just with, again, something with art, whether it be drawing, painting, sculpting. Another thing too is that Uranus is also connected with unusual or abnormal growths. So, there may be a greater propensity to have, some kind of growth in the lower back or the kidneys or something by the buttocks. And also, too, it could be like a lower back tumor or, some kind of renal, mass, whether that, I don't know if that's called a lump or a tumor, um, something of that nature as some examples. And also Uranus is connected with spasms, so you may, experience, some cases, certain spastic activity by the lower back area or buttocks. And I have this, and I believe I've had experiences with spasms and twitches in those areas. Anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. Until next time, Edwin Learnard saying, stay well.